All right, good evening, world. Such a pleasure to be here this evening. I want to welcome all of our viewers watching online on Facebook and on YouTube. Welcome and a happy new month to you. It's the 1st of May 2020. Wow, I'm so excited because today we're going to start a new program, a marathon program for the whole month of May. If you were with us last year, you would remember that we had a similar schedule where we dedicated the whole month of May last year discussing different areas, attributes of Dr. Sunday. But this year and this month is going to be different. What we're going to be discussing on this month, right from the 1st of May to the 30th of May, is that we're going to be bringing some disciples, some mentees, you could call them followers of DSA, that's Dr. Sunday Adelaja. We're going to bring them on the program every day to share their life testimonies. And that's the reason why this month of May, it is going to be all about sharing life transforming testimonies. We're going to have 29 to 30 people who are going to come every day just sharing their life transformation, how through the teachings, how through the values, how through the videos, the books of Dr. Sunday, how they've experienced transformation in their lives, in their personal lives, in their families, in their education, in their career, in their society, in their nation, in the world at large. So I want everyone who is watching right now on Facebook, on YouTube, please do all you can to invite people. We are hoping that this set of programs would inspire you. We are hoping that you would be inspired, you'll be motivated to realize that if one person can do it, then of course you also can. If one person, maybe the person might not have even seen Dr. Sunday ever, like physically, but maybe far in Australia or in Canada, the person just encounters Dr. Sunday's books or Dr. Sunday's videos, and through that medium, the person has experienced life transformation. And that's all we're going to be doing. So please do all that you can to invite your friends, do all that you can to invite your family members. Let's get everybody on board. Today we have the very first person. We have the very first person who will be joining us all the way from Canada. And he has some testimonies that you definitely want to listen to. But before I bring him in, I want you to get yourself ready, invite your friends, let us get set to hear the testimonies. It's just going to be about testimonies, just testimonies of life transformation. But without further ado, I would like to bring on stage or to the platform our guest for today, in the person of Mr. Hilary Ayaba. I hope I pronounced your name very well, sir.
Yes, sir. You called it very well. Thank you so much for having me on the program.
You're very much welcome.
And it's such an honor and a privilege for me to be able to wish my beloved mentor, Dr. Sunday Adelaja, happy birthday. I sent you an email and I said, I hope that one day I will be featured on the program Kingdom Fruits.
Oh,
It's a dream come true for me.
awesome. Well, you're very much welcome. And today is not just Kingdom Fruits, but today is life transforming testimonies, and we're using this to also to commemorate Dr. Sunday's 53rd birthday. So let us start. Let's just jump right in. Who is Mr. Hilary Ayaba? Who are you? Let us know you, sir.
children from my mom. And I come from Cameroon in Africa. Some people might not know Cameroon, but it's a beautiful country just beside Nigeria.
Yeah.
And I grew up there. I just moved to Canada about 2 years ago. I am married right now, and I have 2 children, a boy and a girl.
Awesome.
Yeah, I also do pastoring. Initially, I pastored in Africa. I did some church planting before moving to Canada. So that's basically what I do. That's who I am.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Your name Ayaba, let me just give a comment on that very quickly. I'm from Nigeria, from the southwestern part of Nigeria. And Ayaba sounds like a Yoruba name actually. And Ayaba in the Yoruba language, do you know what it means?
No, but I remember in Nigeria making a comment about that name.
Yeah.
One guy I work with, but I don't remember exactly what comment he made. So I'll be excited to know what it means in Yoruba today.
All right, I'll tell you that. So Ayaba in the Yoruba language, that's in the southwestern part of Nigeria, means the wife of a king, that is a queen. So Ayaba is actually queen. So Aya Oba, so is the wife of a king. So it means queen in Yoruba language. But what does it mean in your language though? I don't know if you mind sharing.
I don't really know the meaning of Ayaba really.
Okay, all
I
right.
wish I knew.
Maybe you can buy into the Yoruba meaning then. Awesome. I just wanted to say that. So, Mr. Hillary, can you just give us, tell us about the very first time you got to hear about Dr. Sunday? How did you get to hear about Dr. Sunday, and how did you come across his materials? Can we know when?
Okay, back in Africa, I used to hear about a Nigerian that was making a lot of impact in Ukraine. But I never got to listen to him. I never got to read his books.
Okay.
Until about 2 years ago, almost 3 years now, when I moved to Canada, and then I could go to YouTube, I could search for information, and then I came across his material through Facebook. It was on Facebook.
Okay, it was on Facebook that you saw his video.
Yeah, I saw his video on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
And then I started listening. I had my drawbacks because I was coming, from being a pastor in Africa, having been taught about concepts like loyalty and disloyalty and, relation to men of God, and all the things that were happening at that time. I was like, but interestingly, I had also an open mind. One of the things that my pastor taught us is to be objective when we encounter knowledge. So with that objective mind, I decided to listen a little further. And the more I listened, the more I was just being, he was blowing my mind literally. Wow. Because one of the things that I believe in preaching was the gospel of the kingdom. But until I encountered his materials, then I discovered that I did not even understand the gospel of the kingdom. And those are some of the things that began to draw me closer. And the more I went closer, the more I wanted to go closer. And the more results began to, my life just began to change.
Well, your story sounds so interesting. I mean, your encounter with Dr. Sunday, and I would like to know why you didn't. Maybe you actually did have some clash of worldview, because, and I would like us to just go a little bit into that discussion. Oftentimes, most African Christians, people who grew up with the African theology and coming from the African Pentecostal charismatic circles, anytime they come across with Dr. Sunday's messages, there is always a conflict. There's always a clash of like like a clash of two worlds. Like this guy called Sunday Adelaja is saying something that is totally opposite, totally different from what I've been hearing all my life. I had that experience myself, and I know that there are a lot of Nigerians and a lot of Africans who are having that experience themselves. So
Yeah.
I want you to just backtrack a little bit to tell us, because you said that you came across his messages, and you having an objective mind helped you. But apart from that, did you have any clash or any conflict of of theology, conflict of worldviews when you encountered Dr. Sunday's messages? Did you have that
Yeah.
experience?
Yeah, sure, I did.
Tell us
When I
about it.
was
Let
in,
us know. Let us know some of the conflicts that you had. What were the things that you heard him say that made you say, no, this guy must be either wrong or crazy?
so I'll try to point out some of the areas that were very, very peculiar, that were very striking to me.
All right.
One of the popular doctrines that is taught in Pentecostal cycles in Africa is from Dr. Dak Heward's book, Loyalty and Disloyalty.
Oh, that book.
Honoring others and not talking about men of God and things like that. I mean, we have been if you want to build a church and you want to keep loyal followers in Africa, you're actually meant to know that you have to teach those books and let the people who are following you practice them. So those concepts were in me. I had gone through those teachings, those brainwashings. So imagine somebody with that kind of theology in him coming in contact with Dr. Sunday's teachings. It's because Dr. Sunday exalts the truth above everything else.
True.
But in Africa, we exalt our organizations. We exalt attachment to men. We exalt different things that are different from his value system. So this was one of the very striking areas. The second one was when he was talking about not working for Uncle Sam. When I left Africa, I also have my own ambitions. I wanted to get a job. I wanted to work as much as possible and make money. Then I started hearing him talking about not working for Uncle Sam and all of these things. You know what I did?
What?
I stopped listening to him for a while. I said, I need to go make money before this man talks me out of it.
Wait, you heard Dr. Sunday teaching about Uncle Sam, and when you heard what he was saying, you were like, no, I have to stop listening to this man.
Yes, and I did for a while.
Wow.
I actually stopped because it was like I was feeling that maybe if I keep listening to him, my dreams, the Western world dream, the American dream, just wanting to get as many jobs as possible, make money fast, those things were inside me. So it was an area of conflict.
Ooh.
So I actually stopped for a while.
Wow.
Before I started listening again.
Wow. So his teaching on getting your freedom from Uncle Sam was like he's coming to crash all of your hopes and aspirations.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, man, all I had known from Africa is to go to school, get a good job with good benefits and probably some security. And that's how, maybe a retirement plan. So that's what I was expecting. But I saw a man that was talking about living for your purpose, not working for Uncle Sam, discovering yourself. And for me, it was not sounding practical until when I started listening again, when I started, being committed, following series by series. Then, wow, my eyes started opening. Wow. Then the changes started coming.
Wow.
Then I started planning, just so much changes that have happened in my life within these 2 years. It's thanks to the fact that I went back. had I not gone back to those teachings, like I was talking with one of my friend who is a pastor, and I said, I've gone through mentors before. I have listened to men of God. I've been close to men of God. I told him there is no mentor that I know that can lead me or that can bring the kind of results that I've been able to have within a very short span of listening and following DSS teaching. The transformation, the practicality of life, and everything that has come into my life is thanks to the fact that I decided to go back to those teachings.
Wow.
And the things that I've learned that I've not even started implementing in my life, that's why I was shocked that I was invited for this program, because I know I'm going to begin to produce results.
Beautiful.
When I finally leave Uncle Sam, which I must have indicated that to you.
Yeah.
So I have these plans written down. I was thinking that maybe if I had to be invited for such a program like this, maybe it might be 3 years when I have some tangible products and more things that I've not started yet, because there's so much that have been imparted into me that I'm going to begin to produce as soon as possible.
Yeah. The greatest change, some things you're saying are very, very, very important. And I don't know if our viewers are hearing what I'm hearing. But just for emphasis sake, I will try to reiterate some of the points you've made. You understand? And then we're going to continue in this discussion. The very first thing I want our viewers to realize and to come to terms with is that, it's okay when you hear the truth and the truth hits you so hard that you either want to run away from the truth or you want to shut your doors from the truth. It's okay, because that's exactly what you did. And trust me, my brother, not only you, I did likewise. And I'm sure that many of our viewers who are watching us all over the world right now, who can also share in that testimony, in that story of yours, that when they encounter Dr. Sunday's teachings, his books, they're like, either they leave or they tell him to leave. And the way they tell him to leave is to either maybe they shut their books and they stop reading those books, or they shut the videos, because what they are hearing, they've not heard it before.
Yeah.
Just like what you said about not working for Uncle Sam and not slaving your life and your destiny for some stipends and some little dollars called salary, but for you to live a purposeful life. People have not heard it before. So just like you said, you were like, no, I can't listen to this guy because this guy is crashing down all of my, my dreams, my aspirations. I want to go to Canada. I want to go to North America. I want to walk. I want to get that car. I want to get that house. I want to live that life. I want to be, have the money. And here comes one man saying, hey, don't live for those vanities. And you're like, no, I don't want to listen to you. But you yourself now, because you're going to even share more of your testimonies, but you yourself, that you would have done yourself a huge disservice if you did not come back. Because you left and you stopped listening to Dr. Sunday, but you came back and you're on the platform today to share even more of those testimonies, more of those transformations that you've gone through. And one thing that you said, and I want to also highlight to our people, is that, the real transformation starts when you are ready to embrace the truth. Because it's okay for the truth to turn you off, or you turn the truth off. But hey, there is nothing you can do against the truth. But for the truth, you have to come back and look for the truth. You have to seek the truth and love the truth, embrace the truth. Amazing, amazing. But then, Mr. Hillary, You've mentioned two
Yes, sir.
things, and if you look, the title for today that we came up with was uh, from Uncle Sam's slavery, or from Uncle Sam's slavery to living a purposeful life, to purposeful living. Now, and I know that you have a lot of testimonies to share about the mind shift that has happened to you as regards Uncle Sam. But you mentioned the very first thing I asked you about, the things that were like a conflict of worldview. You mentioned the loyalty and disloyalty, the book by Doug Heward Mills, and just for our viewers to know, that book is a brainwashing book. Just like you said, I agree with you. I have read it myself. It's a brainwashing book to just brainwash you into becoming a slave. And when you listen to Dr. Sunday's teaching, you saw that no, this man is not teaching about you being loyal to me, you pay tithes to me. No, he's making everybody a king. You're not my slave. You are a king yourself. And then the second point you talked about is Uncle Sam. I want to ask, is there any one or two more clash that you experienced before we move to the next set of questions?
Okay. Another clash that I experienced was with my friends and my mentors.
Okay.
Yeah. I spoke to some mentors, actually, some of my mentors, about following Dr. Sunday and his teachings. The reactions were mixed. One of them was positive, but another one told me, don't even try it. I only spoke to two.
Okay.
Two that are very close to my heart. So one of them cited an example of a great evangelist in America who used to criticize wrong doctrines of some other men of God, and then something happened later.
Yeah.
And said, don't even try. And severally, like sometimes when I share Dr. Sunday's maybe a post, maybe a picture, maybe a quote, maybe a video on my Facebook, some of my friends, pastors, who are very courageous enough, will address me, will come to me and tell me, what is it that you're really seeing in that man? And will really, it's been an area of conflict. And will try to give me points after points according to the popular doctrines and religious brainwashings that we all went through. Why I should not. But I have found a pearl. I've found a treasure. And sometimes it's difficult to communicate that treasure onto somebody with an open mind decides to go and check that treasure for himself.
True.
But the results will speak for themselves. Like, I remember one of the popular things I learned from my dad was that time will always tell.
Yes.
So the results will speak for themselves. As my eyes are getting open day by day, as I listen, as I read Dr. Sunday's books, life is becoming easier and easier, and from being a mystery, life is becoming something that can be explained.
Beautiful.
Becoming predictable.
Beautiful.
There's no man I know that simplifies life like Dr. Sunday does.
Wow.
That takes the mysteries out of life. In Africa, we are trained to live by mysteries, miracles, expecting something out of nothing. We live an illusion. But we think that is what religious living should be, until when you start to encounter this truth and open your mind to them, then you really know that God has made life so simple. Then you really know that the Bible is a book of principles. Beautiful. And those principles make life predictable. So, these are the conflicts I've gone through, but because I did not allow these conflicts to push me back.
Wow.
I decided to look for the truth. Because Dr. Sunday himself tells his followers not to be attached to him as a person, but to be attached to the truth. Which no
Beautiful.
man says that. Which no man says
You
that.
have you have to repeat that.
People who
You have to
quiet
repeat,
cannot make that kind of statement.
Mr. Hilary. You have to repeat that statement that you just made, because that statement you just made and you just went through, you just passed through very very quickly. There's so much weight in it. Can you please repeat that statement that you said that Dr. Sunday always says when he teaches?
Yeah, Dr. Sunday always tells his followers not to be so attached to him, but to be attached to the
To the
truth,
truth.
which is a revolutionary teaching. I mean, most of the GOs that I've ever come across are trying to build an empire that is centered on self, on them. This is a man that will tell you to exalt truth above himself. A man that will come online and say, don't try to defend me because you've never been to my house. The truth will speak for itself. I mean, what else are people looking for? If a man can make such bold statements on social media, then maybe it's worth giving him a benefit of doubt. It's worth trying to investigate if the things he's saying are really the truth. That's the thought I want to bring to somebody listening to me out there who might be going through the same conflict I went through. I'm a church planter. I have pastors that are pastoring churches I planted. So if I wanted to remain in that school of trying to keep people around me, then I should not be open to this kind of light. But the truth brings freedom. And I'm free, and I want to liberate everyone that is connected to me to be free to live a life of purpose and meaning.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Beautiful. Amazing, amazing. Well, I just hope our viewers are watching. And for those of you that just joined us, this is a special season. It's the month of May, and we are dedicating this month just to bring out a few, just some of Dr. Sunday's disciples. You could call them mentees, you could call them followers, just a few to share their own life testimonies. They are not going to just be talking about somebody or Dr. Sunday. No, they're coming to talk about themselves, their own journey, how it was for them, and the process of transformation that they had to go to, and also some of the results they've been able to have from their own personal lives, some results in their mindsets, some results in their families, in their jobs, in their life generally. So you're very much welcome, everyone who is just joining us. Please kindly share this video, invite your friends. We have Mr. Hilary Ayaba with us from Canada, and he started on a very, very amazing note, telling us the importance of being a seeker of truth. And I think anybody who is on the DSA platform, on the DSA family, there's one thing that should resound in your heart. There's one thing that should be at the center of your search. You're not coming to search for wisdom. You're not coming, of course, wisdom is good, but you're not coming to search for wisdom. You're not coming to search for knowledge. Of course, knowledge is good, but that's not what you're looking for. The central search, the main search on this platform is the search for truth. Truth. And that's exactly what Mr. Hilary Ayaba is saying, that it was a search for truth that even though he turned off Dr. Sunday's videos for some time, even though he turned it off, but his desire, his search for truth, his passion for truth brought him back, and he started listening back to the truth. And he made a very profound statement that I want everybody to also remember. And he says that one of Dr. Sunday's personal philosophy and what he teaches people is that, hey, don't come searching for me. I'm not the focus here. Don't search for me. Don't try to get attached to me. No, your attachments and your search should be to the truth. And of course, we know who the truth is. God is truth, right? So those are some major points that Mr. Hilary Ayaba has shared with us so far. But moving forward, my dear brother, I want us to talk, just to share a little bit, if you don't mind. Can we have Mr. Hilary? Let's just have a little more discussion right now, because what I want to try to achieve today is to just take people on the journey. All right. So we started with your very first encounter with Dr. Sunday's materials, which is online, or with his Facebook page, and you watch the videos, and then your journey towards, the conflicts, and then coming back. So can you highlight to us personally what is your relationship with Dr. Sunday's materials? And by this question, I mean, I would like you to let us know what medium do you use in relating with Dr. Sunday? Because I'm sure I don't know. Have you seen Dr. Sunday ever? Like real?
No, I've never met him.
You've never met him. All right. Good.
Yeah.
So you never met Dr. Sunday physically, but you've met his materials. So can you share with us those materials, or what methods have you been able to relate to Dr. Sunday? Is it his books, or his teachings, or his articles? Let us know, and how you go through that process, relating with his materials.
Okay. Firstly, I love to watch videos and I love to listen more than I read.
Okay.
So I have followed quite some of his series on YouTube. Sometimes I watch some of them online, and sometimes I get some audios into my device, so that when I'm driving, when I have free time at work, or even sometimes when I'm home, I can just connect it with my headset and listen to it. And I try to go in a series.
Okay.
Try to go in a series.
Okay. I think that is something that we have to also weigh in on a little bit. So the very first thing that you said that I want to also point out is the fact that you analyze yourself. Maybe you didn't say it, but you've gone through the process of self-evaluation and self-analysis, self-discovery, and you know the kind of learner that you are. So you are more of an auditory learner, right? You prefer to listen, and you prefer to listen and then have some videos playing, right? And I think that's a good thing that our viewers also have. You have to pay attention to that. You have to go through the process of self-discovery, self-analysis to know what kind of learner are you. Are you an auditory learner? Are you a visual learner? Are you the kinesthetics? Do you like to learn by practice or through movement, or just to know the kind of learner, the kind of learning style that works best to you for you to maximize, all right? And then you talked about the YouTube videos that you watched. And I don't know, do you know the name of Dr. Sunday's YouTube channel?
Dr. Sunday Adelaja, I think, right?
It's that easy. It's that easy. It's that easy. So the name of Dr. Sunday's YouTube channel is Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Dr. Sunday Adelaja. So you have a system. You just said that you have a system that you use in listening to his videos. People need to know that, because most people just go to Dr. Sunday's YouTube channel and they see close to 8,000 videos, and they are just all over there, and they're like, hey, how do I start to listen? So today they listen to one in this series, maybe it's Purposeful series, and then tomorrow they go to another series and they are listening. So please tell us, how do you systematically go through the learning process in Dr. Sunday's YouTube channel?
So I like to listen to them in a series.
Okay.
So when you go to the YouTube channel, there is a place where the I don't know what icon it is, but you click on it, you see them grouped in different
Playlist. It's
series.
called playlist. Playlist.
Playlist. Oh
Yes.
yeah, then you can see all the series. It's well organized. So usually I take a series at a time and just listen to it. Like sometimes I download some of them into my phone, but as much as possible I watch, because when you watch the videos, you interact both with the visuals and with your ears. So two things are engaged at the same time. And but also I have his books. I ordered quite a number of his books. I have about 25 to 30 of his books
Beautiful. 25 to 30 of his books. That is amazing. Amazing. So
in my library.
you're going to the second medium now that you used to learn from Dr. Sunday. But let me just weigh in very briefly on this series. Why do you advise people to go through Dr. Sunday's teachings on series? Why not just pick one video from one series and then go to the next series? Why would you advise people who want to listen to Dr. Sunday to go through the teaching series after series, and why they have to complete the whole series before they move to the next?
Okay, I mean, the series explains the concept in full.
Oh, okay.
I think if you just pick one video and then you jump to another, it might be introducing a concept that is going to build on. Because, I mean, Dr. Sunday takes time to teach and build on concepts. And when you go through it in a series form, you get a lot of transformation and impartation, and you get the whole truth that he wanted to share around that concept. And the fact that within maybe a certain period of time, you are dwelling on the same line of truth. It brings so much impact, because you're thinking about it every time you're building on what you just listened yesterday, and try to listen to it like in a season. You can maybe like in a week or two, just be on a series.
Beautiful.
Going one video at a time. Prayerfully, just following it one at a time. By the time you get through it, your mind has grasped the whole concept, because that's what you've been thinking about that whole week. That's what you've been meditating. It's like you've been meditating on one line of truth, which brings transformation. Transformation does not just come by you jumping from one thing to another. Your mind needs to be able to dwell on a certain truth for some time.
Beautiful.
You know, greater light being shed upon that same line of truth day by day, until it becomes a part of you.
Awesome.
So I advise people to go through it in a series form and try to, just cut out a certain period of time and dwell on one series until you get that transformation. Because it is not just saying I listen to 10 videos. It is about what happens in you as you listen to those videos.
Beautiful.
That's why sometimes I really appreciate Dr. Anu, because he used to share about how he would take some of Dr. Sunday's material and go for solitude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is trying to become one with that truth.
That's true.
I mean, when you go through the truth in that kind of format, then, man, the truth really produces a different person in you. Who you become in following the truth is more than what you get. It's more important than what you get.
Well, you're saying a lot of amazing things. I don't know even if you realize some of the things you're saying. But that line you just made, I don't know, can you repeat that line? I don't know if you remember what you just said about who you become. Can you repeat it?
Who you become is more important than what you get.
Wow.
And this is one of the things that has really changed my mind, changed my life in following Dr. Sunday. When I left Africa, or when I grew up, I wanted to get money. That's why people go and set themselves to exam, because they're trying to get something. Don't know that there's a person you can become, that those things will come after you.
Wow.
So, like Jesus
Wow.
said, follow and I will make you, not follow me and I will give you. So that has been something that has really changed my mind. When I listen to even your presentation in um, one of the uh,
Is it HMCs?
yeah, HMT, right? Is HMT?
Yeah, that's like one of the trainings, right? History makers training,
Yeah,
right?
one of the trainings, and you were sharing just your experience with this truth and how you go on solitude with them. That was such a transformational moment for me, and I really thank you for sharing that
Thank you.
because it meant a lot.
Thank you very much. Wow. I'm really blessed, I must say, Mr. Hillary, with some of the things you're saying. And I'm hoping that our viewers are also getting blessed by some of the things you're saying, because I just want to weigh in on some things very quickly. You know, when you say that what is more important, is in who or what we become and not what we get, that is a major shift from the mindset and the philosophy and the worldview that we get from the church and from the world. Because what you're saying is that because many people interact with Dr. Sunday's materials hoping to get something, hoping to like get some possessions, they're coming to they want to just get something, just quick, some superficial things. But what you're saying is a major mind shift and a key understanding that the most important thing is not what you get, but the most important thing is who you become. Who you become. Who you become on your inside. So it is about the transformation. I don't know. That gets me excited, Mr. Hillary. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that gets me very excited, and that's why I so much envy somebody like you who is very close to DSA and the recent decisions that you had to make with not going to practice, but rather sitting down to be made. You know, that is just outside of this world. That is outside of this world because I mean we've always been trained, like I was trained. My mindset was to get as much as I can,
Get.
just trying to get money, get this, get that. But I am going through a shift in my life right now.
Glory to
I
God.
wouldn't say I've gone through, but I'm going through that shift. It's first of all a shift in my value, in my values, my value system, shifting from trying to get into trying to become.
Beautiful.
I mean, from
Beautiful.
somebody who's coming from religion like I am, these things don't happen in a day. It happens over time. Exposing yourself to like-minded people, being exposed to be taught, be mentored. That's why I'm a mentee of Dr. Sunday Adelaja, because I am trying to become. I am trying to become because who I become is more important than anything I can get.
Beautiful.
That has become so real to me, but it has to become practical. It has to be really formed in me. And I want to advise or to just share with whoever might be listening. This is the position that we must take if we want to make a difference, if we want to count in destiny, if we want to fulfill God's purpose. We need to be focused on being rather than having.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. But I'm just thinking right now, Mr. Hillary, and I'm going to ask you this question because, I was pastoring myself, I was a pastor and I had my congregation, and you also, you have your own pastoral journey, and you had people who you were teaching, and I believe that as a pastor you were always reading your Bible because you had to teach people, right? And you were teaching people from the Bible, I believe so. But sometimes I ask myself this question, and maybe I'm going to ask you that question. this thing that we are saying right now, and that we are getting the understanding that, oh, life should be about becoming, not about trying to get things. And we think, oh, this is one revelation that is coming from DSA. And then I realized that, this thing is in the same Bible I've been reading. And it's in many places about becoming. There are many scriptures I can quote right now where the Bible was emphasizing on, hey, it's not about getting things. Even from Matthew 5, I can quote there, seek ye first the kingdom of God and other things will be added to you. It was saying, don't be looking for stores. It's not about getting things. We could go to one of the books of Paul, where he was saying that as we behold as in a mirror, as in a glass, the image, we are transforming into the same image from glory to glory, right? That's all about transformation, becoming something. We go to Paul saying to the Romans, or when he was telling them not to be conformed but to be transformed by the renewing of their mind. There are a lot of scriptures, my brother, that I've also preached that the focus is about transformation. How come? What happened? Is it religion that blinded us? What? How come that we did not see all of these truths? That it took us coming across Dr. Sunday's materials and we're like, yes, this thing is true. Maybe you can help me, because this is some questions that I ask myself to that. What happened? Was I blind? But I was reading, and I can quote it. Sometimes I've preached from it. But how come we're not seeing these things? Maybe you can give me some answers from being a pastor yourself.
Yes, sir. I think it's a general value system problem in Africa. And the things we celebrate. For example, when we go to school, our focus largely is not really the knowledge, but the certificate. So, in our society, the things we celebrate are the physical things. So, this thing also is in the church. The testimonies we celebrate. You don't hear people saying, since I came to this ministry, this is the person I've become. But you see, they'll give more precedence to, okay, since I joined this ministry, this is my car, I just got this, 419, all of those things are giving a higher precedence over transformation, over becoming, over internal treasures.
Yeah.
So because of this, it creates that corrupt mindset in people, where somebody wants to get something to prove that he too has some result.
True.
Instead of focusing to become. It's a 419 thing that is in the church, is outside the church.
So the 419 is not just 419 is not just outside the church, it's even in the church.
Yes, sir. That's why somebody can steal from the government and share his testimony and pay his tithe, and he's giving a higher precedence because it happened overnight. It just happened like that. And the miracle system too, the miracle message.
The miracle message.
Trying to say, okay, it can just happen like that. People don't value process. It is when I started listening to Dr. Sunday that I started hearing things like, process is the new result.
That's a book. Right?
And started hearing things like, you need to exalt the process more than the result. That paper in your hand means nothing if you don't. That's why somebody can go and pay for a certificate, because it is all about a certificate. It's not about the value you can bring. It's not about who you have become. Beautiful. And that is a cultural thing, really. And that's why when we exhort papers, physical things above process, we don't have experts.
Oh, true.
We cannot engage in the process of production. Because we have a paper, but we cannot defend it. We are forced to be locked into Uncle Sam because we don't have what it takes to create platforms. We have to be locked into another man's platform. Because when it's all about getting a paper to defend something. So these are some of the factors that I think have led us into where we are as a people.
Wow. And so, and because of this, you use the word, because of this corrupt mindset and this corrupted mindset, we that were meant to be pastors, okay, it's understandable if all of these mindsets is like from external influences, you know, from our environment, all of that. But we have the Bible, right? And these truths are in the Bible. So why is it that now when we read the Bible that is meant to show us the way, meant to show us the truth, meant to show us the light, we're blind, we can't see it? Could it be that the corrupt mindset that we already have has blinded our eyes, or it has distorted our understanding of the scriptures? Could that be the case, or there's something that, because even I'm asking because you're a pastor yourself, and you've pastored people, you teach people, you train people, and I believe you use the Bible. But it's just 2 years ago, just 2 years that you encountered Dr. Sunday's teachings, that you started paying attention to all of these truths. So
yes, sir.
What could it be? Is it our warped understanding or our corrupt mindset?
You know, I think mostly in Africa we are after results generally. So there are figures that have made a big name in the cycle of the gospel. So if you're a young person and you're looking to build a big ministry, definitely you have to listen to those men as often as possible. And generally, the theology of these men give you glasses through which you look at the truth. So once you have this interpretation, these glasses that have been given to you by people that have succeeded, in fact, they teach you to follow what has worked, what is working. If this person who is having this big church is saying this, maybe it is what he used to come to that level, to that influence. So you too, as a young person, you want to also follow those teachings and use those as the basis of your interpretation of scriptures and things.
Wow.
So because of these glasses, everything we're reading, we are seeing it in line with what Papa said.
What Papa said. Wow.
So that's my opinion. That's what I think is generally become a widespread embraced interpretation of truth as far as the Christendom is concerned in Africa.
So people are not taught to seek the truth. They are not taught. So our education, our Christianity doesn't teach us to seek after truth. But instead, what we have received is authority and results. So we're looking for, okay, who has results? Who has results? Who is an authority in any of these things? So we're looking for authorities, and then we have replaced truth with authorities. We have replaced truth with results. So anybody who comes and says, hey, look at me, I already have 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 capacity church. So that person, anything the person says is yes and amen. We don't even care what the Bible says. We don't even care what God says. As long as, like you said, as long as Papa said it, that is it. And that is the reason why we don't even, we don't have an idea of the truth. We rather interpret the Bible using the lens of our papas. And those are men of God. And that's really sad.
That's right, sir. You know, I was listening to Dr. Sunday's teaching about the difference between truth and pragmatism. And I got to discover that most of the things that we exhort is not really truth, it's pragmatism. just because it is working, just because it has result, just because it has worked, doesn't mean it is the truth.
Wow. But that's
But in
that is
Africa, we
our
want to
worldview.
be, pragmatism is our worldview. Pragmatism. I know it's a serious thing, because even when you try to be different, and then you go through struggles, you're compelled. If you don't know something stronger, if you don't know something stronger than going after the things of this world, when you go through struggles in ministry, I'm telling you, sir, you'll be forced to go and look for what works.
Tell us about it. Do you have a personal experience like that?
Yeah, I've had my fair share of struggles in ministry.
Yeah, because it'll be good. No, this is about testimonies, and I think your testimonies would definitely empower some of our viewers who are maybe going through the same struggle now that you went through. Because we need people to feel, to know that we're not just coming to just talk because we want to talk, but you've walked the walk, and you've gone through those struggles yourself. So from your own experience, from your own life lessons, you can also take people who are going through the same struggle, how they can also pass through it. Because what you're saying is so true. Personally, I've heard some pastors who said they cannot follow Dr. Sunday's teaching. Not because they don't believe it all. See, the problem is not that they don't believe that it is truth. The only reason why they cannot follow his teaching is that the moment they follow his teachings like this, in Yoruba we say "Opari." Opari means it is done. Their members will go. No more tithe and offering will come. So then, like, if you are saying people should not pay tithe and people should not do all of these things, and people they can pay tithes to the church if they deem fit, but they're not compelled to do that. So some of the pastors are saying, if we don't preach tithe, if we don't preach offering, we don't preach seed offering, we don't preach what is that one they give in the beginning of the year, first fruits, first fruits. If we don't preach all these things, we will run down. So there are many pastors who have come across Dr. Sunday's teachings and the truth that is given, but they cannot because of the struggle that you mentioned. But I think it will be good if you, being a pastor yourself, went through that struggle. How were you able to still, despite what you might lose, despite things that you might sacrifice, you were still able to still go for the truth? Maybe your testimony and your story would help somebody today.
Okay, I would like to say that my own journey might be a little bit different, in the sense that the pastor who trained me into ministry, the pastor who formed my ministerial foundation, was a seeker of the truth. But later on, when I started my own ministry, I had to go out there and search.
Okay.
So I got different encounters. So one of the things that made me to decide to go for the truth was my foundation. Secondly, when I started interacting with people that had resolved, people that were of the school of thought or the belief system of pragmatism,
Yeah.
I encountered some things that I had to run back. I had to pull back. For example, one of mine.
Okay, yeah, give us example, please. Don't just give us. We need to have at least maybe 1 or 2 examples or 3.
That had so much result. Good man, awesome man. He brought me close to him. but I almost departed from the faith by being close.
You don't mean it, really?
Because I encountered a man who was having one of the fastest growing churches in my city. But on a Saturday night, he's looking for a girl to meet him in a hotel.
Ooh.
And this is not allegation or accusation.
Ooh.
Because one time when I wanted to get married, there's a lady I was trying to get married to. And it actually happened to him with this man of God. And you know, when you are trying to do what is right, you're trying to pray, you're trying to seek the truth, and then your church is struggling. And then you encounter a man that has so much result, the fastest growing church, miracles, some wonders, money, popularity, with these defects. I mean, you ask yourself, why am I even trying to do all this sacrifice? Why don't I? I mean, the pressure on you becomes so strong that you just see yourself shifting into that lifestyle slowly. So when I encountered stuff like this, I was forced to back out. Then I was forced to begin to exalt truth above result. Truth above money, truth above popularity, because I had these encounters.
Wow. That's very profound. Because
That's my some people might have a different experience, but that's what I experienced. And that could be some of the reasons why I decided to go for the truth no matter what.
wow. Wow. So sometimes some of the results that we see, and we think, oh, this person is having this result, oh, this person is doing this thing, and me, I'm here trying to get this done, and I'm not seeing the kind of results that this other person is getting. Well, just maybe you do not know the process that person is going through.
Yeah.
Wow. And there are many of these kind of stories in Nigeria, I must say. Maybe not only in Nigeria, but especially in Africa. People doing different, diabolical things just to get results and all of that. So there must be a shift in our mindset that no, it's not really about the results. Although results are good, results are proofs, but the most important thing is the process, who you become. And I think that's amazing. Let's go to the books now. You're about to talk about some books. Can you just highlight? Okay, before you go to the books, can you highlight some of your top series, some of the top series of Dr. Sunday that really transformed your life? Just make a list, as many as you can remember, that transformed you, and then we'll go to the books that you've read and the transformation that the books have done. What's my niveau for me?
Okay, one of the series that really created a lot of impact in my life is about life is predictable. The teaching about life is predictable. And also an HMT, like the HMT about system building, how to plan your life for the next 25 years. Stewardship, the series on stewardship. These are some of the series that have made a great impact on me. Yeah, as for books, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Good. So some
Yeah,
of the
I hear you
series
now.
that you mentioned, I'm sure some of our viewers, they've not even heard of it. So can you go through some of those series? Just list them again so that our viewers can hear it.
Yeah, life is predictable.
Life is predictable, yes.
Time conversion.
Time conversion, yeah. Time conversion.
Yeah. the HMT on how to plan your life for the next 25 years.
Yes, how to plan, organize, and your life for the next 25 years. Amazing. Then the other series,
Then how to build systems, the HMT on system building.
HMT on system building. Awesome. And then stewardship. You mentioned stewardship.
Stewardship.
Stewardship. You know, people don't know that there's even a teaching on stewardship and on service. But that's one of the most revolutionary series that anybody can listen to. But then, can you tell people who are watching how they can actually get to watch all of these series?
Yeah, all of these materials are on YouTube on Dr. Sunday Adelaja's YouTube channel. So if you go to the channel, you just go to the playlist, and then you see the different series there. There are series for families, for raising kids, truth, prayer, all kinds of series. Just everything you can think about: time conversion, purpose, discovering yourself, calling. Everything is there.
You'll find them.
Invention.
Yeah.
Just everything.
Everything is there. Amazing. It's like it's an ocean. You just go there and just try to swim. Don't get drowned. And the only way not to get drowned is to follow the advice that Mr. Hillary gave earlier. Because if you go there and just trying to listen to all of the videos at once, there's no way you get drowned. But the way not to get drowned is to just go series by series. Don't be tempted, because sometimes you'll be tempted to go to the other one. But don't fall for the temptation. Just take it easy. Series by series. Finish the first series, then go to the next one, series by series, because that is going to help you to really grasp the concepts in that full series. Over to the books now. Let's talk about the books.
Yeah, some of the books that have really changed my life, I actually have them on my shelf right now, and I can see them from here.
Good.
Yeah, how to become great through time conversion.
Great.
How to create your own net worth.
Net worth. Yeah.
Books about finances, because at this phase of my life, financial freedom is a big thing for me.
Okay.
So I have how to build a secured financial future. The one of the books that impacted me greatly was the book of Money Won't Make You Rich. Money Won't Make You Rich. But that one is I had it on soft copy, so I don't have the hard copy. Okay. But these ones I'm talking about actually have the hard copy. For my calling, purpose, and attending goals, no one is better than you. These are some of the books that have changed my life a lot.
Beautiful.
Pastoring with yes. Church Shift, how to regain your lost years, among others. Then the one also that I must talk about is how to create all values in your child. System building, to have that book. These are just amazing books. And before I got in touch with Dr. Sunday, I'm a lover of books. Okay. I learn best by listening and by watching, but I'm a lover of books. I have a big library here in my house. But when I started reading Dr. Sunday's book, to be very factual and to say the truth, the first book I read created more impact in me than, almost all the books I've read before. The book had so much value.
Wow.
The book so much simplified things that were mysteries. The book created so much value in myself. That's why I decided to give out almost all the books I have and just focus on reading Dr. Sunday's books, because the kind of value he put in his books, one of his books is worth a library.
Not one of his books is worth a library.
One of his books is worth a library put together. Wow. And he doesn't, like some books you have to search and search and search to get one truth. But this is a book that every line is bringing out concept that you have to read a book to find. So I would like to encourage people out there to try to get a hold of Dr. Sunday's books. You will never regret it. When you read his books, you will confirm what I'm saying. But if you've never read his book, you think I'm exaggerating. You think I'm just trying to be a religious person. But trust me, go and try it, and you can testify that what I'm saying is the truth.
Awesome. Let's highlight now. Let's go now to some books, right? So now we want to start. Let's hear some of the transformation that has happened in your life, because so far we've talked about the journey of process, right, and the whole process of becoming. Now let's start bringing out some core examples, one or two or three of some of the transformation that happened in your life. What initiated it, and how did you go through the process, and what are the results that you have? So you just list them for us. Okay, number one, I read this book, or I saw this thing, and then this happened, and now I'm experiencing this result. Let's go for it.
Okay, I'd like to talk about time first, because one of the things Dr. Sunday really is big on is time conversion.
That's right.
Time conversion. So before I met Dr. Sunday, I was on my PhD program, and I was about to quit. In fact, I had left it for quite some time because of the demands of life. I was married. I had to provide. Uncle Sam was pulling me from the left to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And I also did not really know how to convert time. I also was missing out on a lot of time. So when I started following his teaching about the importance of time, the value of time, how to convert time, I started seeing so much time that I was wasting that I could use to create value in myself. I started seeing that I was using my time for the most mundane things. So with this value on my time, I was able to pick up my PhD program again.
Wow.
And complete it.
And you completed the program.
Yeah, I completed it.
Beautiful.
And that was a big thing for me. That was a big dream for me. I was about to live my dream because I did not know how to convert time, the importance of time. I mean, the knowledge on valuing time has brought a great shift in my life.
Wow. Wow.
I discovered that there are so many people that live 5 years, like what they could have done in 1 year, they live 7 to 10 years to do that same thing because they don't know just how they waste time, just how the world has programmed so much distractions around us. And these things are stealing our time. And the only time that we even think we are converting is what Dr. Sunday calls spending time. Just spending it.
Exchanging it for some little benefits.
Yeah. I never knew about time conversion.
But you were a PhD student, my brother. Because it's one thing if I'm talking to an uneducated person who did not go to school, who maybe did not have his school certificate, but PhD, that's like top level. But even as a PhD student, you didn't have any understanding of time, the value of time and time conversion.
Many years ago, I read a book about time that, in a sense, gave me an upper edge over those that were around me, my immediate environment. But I never knew there was something more
than that.
Time. I never knew anything about time conversion.
Maybe you heard time management.
the best I knew is how to just try to manage time.
Uh-huh.
So just that book
What book,
on
please?
time
What book is
conversion
that?
and the series.
Can you remember the book? What's the title of the book? We want to show it.
Okay,
Maybe, is it How to Become Great Through Time Conversion?
yes. Yes, I have that book right there.
Okay, so we're going to show that book so our viewers can see it.
And also Regain Your Lost Years. Those two books.
How to Regain Your Lost Years. Oh, that's a book right there. So,
On YouTube too.
Which one?
If you combine this with the series on YouTube,
so you're giving us a
the
combo.
time conversion series.
You have to, as a medical doctor, I'm a trained medical doctor. You have to give us the the prescription very well, because this is a combo pack you are giving to us now. So okay, let me move a little bit. So the book is right there on the screen. Okay, so the book. So give us the combo again. The three, you mentioned three things. The first one is what?
Regain Your Lost Years.
Okay, how to regain your lost years.
Through time conversion.
How to become great through time conversion.
And then the time conversion series on YouTube.
Okay, and then
if you combine these,
yes,
you will start doing what you normally do in a year in days and months.
Wow! So what you normally do in years?
500 of years in your life. These books alone is more than, it taught me what I did not learn as a PhD student,
wow,
as a master's degree student, as a bachelor's. I have 2 bachelor's degrees.
You have 2 bachelor's.
Bachelor's degree student.
Wow.
These 3 things put together make anyone, anywhere, to see the wealth of time.
Wow.
And to see the greatest wealth that is being wasted.
Wow.
And that's why we are always backward. I recommend this to every school. I recommend this to every family. I recommend this to every human being.
Powerful.
Living on. If you have these materials and you take time to take them into yourself, shocked at yourself. You'll be shocked at the person that you become when you begin to know how to convert time right.
Beautiful, beautiful. And your life is an example. You could have fallen out of your PhD program, your dream to become, you finish your PhD program. And that was, I imagine your lack of understanding of time conversion and all of these things would have made you lose out on that. But the moment you understood the way to convert time, you went for your PhD, got it done, excelled at it, result, got it.
And I did while doing other things at the same time.
And you're even doing other things at the same time.
I understand time. In a little way, I'm not saying that I'm a master of time, but just the little bit I have been able to get from these 3 sources that I just recommended.
Wow.
The results are very, very amazing.
Wow.
If I feel live, I blame myself.
If you do what?
Because the
If you do what?
If I fail in life, I will hold myself responsible. Because secret has been provided. The secret is out. And the secret is time conversion will change anybody's life.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You can read it. If you are an atheist, read this book. If you are a Muslim, read this book. It will change your life.
Wow. Let's give them the combo for the last time. The combo to get
how to become great through time conversion.
Yes.
How to regain your lost years.
How to regain your lost years.
And
then the series.
The series.
The series.
You know, prior to these books, we used to just pray. Whatever the locusts have eaten, let it be brought back to me. And we're not taking action. Nothing was happening. And nothing was changing.
We used to pray.
Yeah.
We used to pray that God should restore the years that the locusts are eating. All we were just praying, but there was no restoration.
Yeah.
Wow. But this book here, How to Regain Your Lost Years, I've heard testimonies from this book. It has blown my mind.
Mm.
No, because what you said is so true. What you've not achieved in years, you begin to achieve in days, in months. Amazing. Let's go to the next book or to the next transformation that you experience. So this is on time. The second one.
The second one is around the area of finances.
Okay.
You know, prior to my encounter with Dr. Sunday, I was blessed to have a good job when I left, when I had my bachelor's degree. I worked for the government in an organization called ELECAM,
Okay.
which is something like INEC in Nigeria,
Ah.
the election management body.
Okay.
And by the grace of God, I grew in my ranks over the 6 years. So I had a pretty good salary for Cameroon standard. But all of these 6 years, apart from the fact that I sponsored some people, imagine I was thinking of retiring from my work, but I had no system in place for sustenance of me, myself, my family, that I was planning to get married. No system to support my family. I was just believing that a miracle supply would just be happening.
That a miracle will happen.
So
wow.
I was a consumer. I was not diligent with money, emotional spending. Easily manipulated, stimulated easily. So all of these years, I just discovered at the end of my 6 years period that I was not ready to survive for weeks or months.
There was nothing to show for it.
No system, there was no savings, there was nothing.
My God.
And you cannot afford to retire on the people you've helped. Wow. You cannot afford to retire thinking that, oh, this person I help is going to help me. What if they don't help you? They have their own dreams. They have their own visions. I'm not saying don't help people. We have to help people. But I did not know the loss of money at all. It is from Dr. Sunday that I learned money is not to be spent. I had to write this and put on my wall and pray it and talk it and meditate it so that there could be a shift in my mind.
The money.
Money is not supposed to be spent.
Money is not supposed to be spent. Money is not for spending.
All these shocking principles are loaded in money won't make you rich.
Wow.
It's from reading that book I discovered how attached, how controlling money is on 90% of Africans I know, including myself.
Wow.
It's from this book I learned how to reduce the stimulations of money. And from the things I learned, all the loss of money I learned in this book, I started to apply them.
Money won't make you rich.
Money must always be working. Money is to be invested. Until money is multiplied, it should not be spent. Stop spending money on what you can do without. All of these things. When I put this together, my financial life took a new turn.
Wow. Wow.
And
awesome.
I began to see money. You know, initially, when money was so much having control over me, every time money enters my pocket, it starts speaking. It starts telling you how to use it. Things start popping in your brain. 1,000 things start happening to you because you become totally destabilized until that money leaves you. States of money, I learned them from this book and from Dr. Sunday's teachings. How not to obey the dictates of money.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
All of this. When I learned all of this, then I am becoming prepared to be financially free.
Beautiful.
To have money as a tool. And through this, as I'm speaking to you right now, I am in my house.
You are in your own house.
I'm in my house. And I have a tenant. Within less than 2 years, I have a house. I live in one of the apartments. I rent another apartment. I'm a landlord in Canada.
In less than 2 years.
Less than 2 years.
Maybe this is okay because I'm not in Canada, right? So maybe this is a common thing that happens. Like people go to Canada and in 2 years they get a house. Is that a common thing?
No, it's not common.
Yeah, because I need to really get that straight because I know I've been here in Ukraine for close to 10 years, right? And I can count the amount of foreigners and even when I go to foreigners, even Ukrainians, I can count the amount of Ukrainians that have their own personal houses, right? And it is their land. Not to talk about being a foreigner, but you being a foreigner in Canada, and in less than 2 years, you got yourself a house.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to what?
I was talking with one family friend who actually helped me to acquire this property. And he told me this is something that people live here for 20 years and they're not able to do it.
20 years. And he's referring to not foreigners now, but indigenes, right? Or both?
Indigenes. I know people that were born here and they are my age. And I mean, they are, I don't know how to say this, Christians. But they can't even afford, not to forget about house, they can't afford to survive if they lose their job for 5 months or for even 3 months.
They'll be on the streets.
They'll be on the street. They'll be looking for government support programs. If not, life is just, I mean, Dr. Sunday has so much bring transformation into my life. It's from Dr. Sunday I learned how to live life not based on miracles, but by cause and effect.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I learned that you can make your own miracle instead of waiting for miracle. You can make your own miracle by principles. You can make your own miracle. And this is just one of the things I've done in these 2 years. I am involved in investing.
Beautiful. Wow. Amazing.
I know how to multiply money because of this book. So I really recommend that people read this book.
Can you tell us the name of the book again?
Money won't make you rich.
Money won't make you rich. So,
money won't.
DSA did not lay hands on you to give you money. He did not send anointed handkerchief. Or did he send any handkerchief to you? Or did he pour any anointing oil on your head and proclaim into your life that Mr. Hillary, in the next 2 years, I see you in your house. And maybe you should sow $500 or $10,000 and sow a seed. And from sowing that seed, you will get your house. Did Jesus say any of that to you?
No, sir.
You just read a book.
Yeah. I read this book and I followed the videos on the YouTube channel.
And you were able to do in less than 2 years what many people cannot do in 20 years or more.
Yes, sir. And now that I've joined the mentorship program.
Which mentorship program? You have to tell us. We don't know.
Okay, Dr. Sunday runs a mentorship program called Millionaire Secret
Mentorship Group.
Mentorship Group, Millionaire Secret Mentorship Group, MSMG. And in this book, he's mentoring people on how to become a millionaire in 3 years or less. You know, this, since I joined that group, the process of becoming a millionaire have been totally demystified. For me, becoming a millionaire is not an issue. That's why I'm confident. I'm confident that I'm going to retire financially free. And it's not just about what you get, it's about who you become also. Who you become also. The changes in value system, the internal changes that makes you a master of money, that takes you from being a slave of money into having control of money.
Powerful.
Into having money as a tool.
Powerful.
This is just things that no amount of money can pay for. You know, I grew up in a family where people became rich and then became poor overnight because they don't have any mastery of emotions when it comes to money. They don't know anything about the loss of money. They worked hard all their life for money, but they don't know the loss of money. They were in bondage. And this is what my society taught me. And that's what I also enrolled myself into until meeting Dr. Sunday. So I recommend also, if you can, do yourself a favor to join that group, that mentorship group.
Beautiful.
Because the mentorship is just amazing. It is not only, I mean, even while you're being mentored, opportunities are coming your way. Investment opportunities are being brought to us.
Beautiful.
So we are learning, we are practicing, we are becoming, we are also having at the same time, all of these things happening just at the same time in the mentorship group.
Amazing.
The environment is there, people of like minds. It's something to recommend to everyone.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. You know, your testimonies are, I mean, they are mind-blowing. But just to quickly weigh in on some of the things you said, the book Money Won't Make You Rich, this book, you recommend this book, Money Won't Make You Rich, to our viewers. Which other books on finances do you want to recommend? Just say it, and then I'll just echo it. Which other book did you read?
How to build a secured financial future.
Okay, how to build a secured financial future. Is there any other one?
Growing wealthy without tears.
Growing wealthy without tears. Beautiful.
Yeah, I think those are the ones I can recommend.
Beautiful. And then you combine all of these with the teachings on YouTube on the
yes, sir.
loss of money. Awesome. So for our viewers who are trying to think, oh, how do I get these books? What do I do to get these books? I don't know if you can give them any direction yourself, or should I help you?
Yeah, the books are on Amazon.
Yeah.
And you can also get them on Amazon Unlimited, right? Is that what you call it?
Yes, Amazon Kindle Unlimited. Yes.
Kindle Unlimited.
Yes. You get that one for free.
Which is free.
For free.
At that level.
Yes, yes, yes.
And you can also get them on Okada books.
That's right. That's right.
And yeah, the books are also in most bookstores, like in Nigeria and most countries in Africa. For those of you who are in Africa.
Yeah.
And need like a large amount of books, you can also write to DSA. Like I actually bought my hard copy books by writing to the office.
Yeah.
And those books were sent to me. I just paid and they sent the books to me here in Canada.
Yeah. Beautiful. So I'll just to add a little information. Thank you very much for that. So you get it in all of the mediums that Mr. Hilary just mentioned. Kindle Unlimited, you could get it. That's Amazon. You could get it also on Okada Books. There's a new platform where you can get over 100 of Sunday's books. that is BAM Books. So if you're in Nigeria, you're in Africa, you can search for BAM Books online. You'll find the platform. You can subscribe there, and you have access to Dr. Sunday's books. And also, like you said, if you want to order in bulk, you can write to the office. That is dsasbooks@gmail.com. dsasbooks. So dsasbooks@gmail.com. That's if you want to buy like in bulk, like a lot. So just write to that email, and then you get a correspondence from them. You talked about the Millionaires Secret Mentorship Group very quickly, and I'd like to speak to those people who are listening to us, who are interested. Maybe you can, just hearing the testimonies from Mr. Hillary, you're interested in joining that mentorship group, which is a paid mentorship group. The way to do it is to just write to the mentorship email, which is mentorship@godembassy.org. mentorship@godembassy.org. So just write to that email, and then you get response, and then you'll be guided on how you can join that mentorship, that Millionaires Mentorship that Mr. Hillary spoke to us about. Mr. Hillary, back to you, sir. Two amazing testimonies, and not just two. As a matter of fact, you have shared more than two. I don't know if you have any other one you'd like to just share with us before we maybe open the line for our viewers who would like to maybe contribute, or maybe say something, maybe to you, or maybe they have a question they want to ask you. So I don't know if you have any other one, or maybe you have some words to share finally with our viewers.
Okay, before I round up this opportunity, I also want to talk about how my encounter with DSA, when I started communicating with him, the way he responded to me and how he impacted my life. I wrote to him on an email. I was listening to one of his audio, and he said, you can write to me. And I decided to write to him. And to my surprise, in a very short time, he responded. And not only responded, he decided to call.
You did not expect that coming from the African geo. How your geo, somebody up there, respond and call to you.
You know, I was trained in a system that was highly autocratic.
Wow.
And the hierarchy was something that you don't joke with. I was trained in a system where we didn't have a big organization, but you don't call the GO. I mean, even though you're a pastor, for example, in the ministry, and it's not like it's a big ministry that you can say maybe the GO is having a lot of responsibilities. But just to put that sense that GO
is God, demigod,
is something else.
Wow.
So this kind of affected my mind a lot. Even when I started being involved in the corporate world, I always had that difficulties relating with people that are considered to be authorities. Because, I mean, I was both traumatized, I was both programmed. There was this fear that was inside of me. So getting to meet somebody that has created so much impact, somebody that if I had to follow my bureau, my authority chain, in 10 lifetimes, I will never reach him. And having him just call within maybe 1 week, he gave us a video call. I was shocked at his humility.
Wow.
And looking at his life, his example, I mean, you can sense truth. You can sense humility. You can sense genuineness. And this has greatly impacted me as a young man growing. It has impacted me in my family life, with my kids, with my wife. You know, it has impacted every aspect of my life. Even, I mean, I've been totally transformed following DSA as a person and following his teachings. So I I was telling one of my friends, you do yourself a disfavor. You do your generation a disfavor. You will pay a huge price if you ignore the free truths that this man is bringing out, that God is using him to bring out.
Well said. Well said. Well said. Well said. I'm going to announce to our viewers who are watching right now. I'm going to come back to you just one more time. But before I come back to you, because I've been really blessed just sitting here asking you these questions. I have been super blessed by your testimonies, and I've been really inspired. But I don't know what our viewers are experiencing in their homes or listening to us. But if you have any thought, if you have any contribution, or you have a question to Mr. Hillary, the way to do it is to go to Facebook Messenger. Just go to Facebook Messenger and search for Olena. Olena is Olena, then S dot. So Olena S. You're going to see on the profile picture a mask, and it's written there, movement against the deception in church. So you see Dematic. So just go search for us there and then write to us that you would like to contribute. So, and this applies to all of our viewers, either you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Just go to Messenger, search for us there that you would like to contribute, and then we'll be happy to hear you. Maybe you also want to share your testimonies. It's amazing to also hear yours. You know, maybe you resonate with some of the things that Mr. Hillary is saying, and you want to share your thoughts. Please just write to us. Very soon we're going to open the line for the calls, and we would like to really hear your thoughts. So I want to come back to you, Mr. Hillary. You mentioned severally that you're married, that you're married man, you have a family and you have 2 kids. Has there been any transformation that you've experienced as a husband or as a father by listening to Dr. Sunday? Has there been any change in your family life?
Yes, sir. There have been great change because I come from a polygamy background. So I grew up I have a father, but in a polygamy setting where there's so much confusion and so much chaos. I grew up in a chaotic environment. Yeah. And I happened to lose my mom when I was just about 12 years old.
Ooh, that's young.
So I grew up without a mother.
Wow.
With all this chaos, with so much confusion, accusation, pointing fingers, division. So that was my reality. From my grandfather, polygamy, and I never had a model in my life when it comes to family life.
Wow.
Then I get married. The only thing I knew was what I'd learned from society and what I've learned from the Bible. But when I started following Dr. Sunday Adelaja, I think he became that model in my life. Amazing. When it comes to bringing teachings and when it comes to what I see, what I can see from a distance in his own family situation. The way he upholds his wife, the way he brings his children, and all the material he has put forth out there. It has really, I'm having a great marriage. I'm having a blessed with a wonderful wife too. So our marriage is heaven on earth, literally.
Wow. Amazing.
But it's also thanks to the contributions that I've gotten from following DSA and from having a living model.
Beautiful.
That is serving as an example for me.
Awesome.
My reality is totally changed. And before I forget, I also want to just bring one more testimony.
Good. Please
from the teaching, the HMT on how to plan your life for 25 years. I was able to come up with my own life plan.
Beautiful.
Which is great. I want to commend that HMT to everybody, every human being. Every human being. please go and listen to that HMT. It has all the secrets that you need to know, and even templates that you can build on, that you can be inspired on, to sit down and develop a coherent plan for your life, a roadmap.
Beautiful.
And then your life will change like night and day once you know the path with so much clarity.
Yeah.
So I recommend that. Also, I want to recommend Dr. Sunday's teachings on solitude. I've not been very consistent with my solitude, but the few ones I have done have been so life transforming. That's one of the greatest things you can do for yourself.
That's right.
Go to YouTube and watch the video, the teachings on solitude. How to convert your time into a greater treasure through solitude. I actually did a teaching a few weeks ago about solitude in the I'm leading here in Canada.
Beautiful.
So I recommend that greatly. That's one of the things that will change your life like night and day.
Wow.
Please do yourself a favor, go look for that message, for those teachings on solitude. Solitude is going to be my lifestyle once this distraction for Uncle Sam is out of the way. So I already have my exit strategy from Uncle Sam. So I know this discussion was supposed to be titled from slavery of Uncle Sam to living a life of purpose.
Yeah.
One of the things that I have learned from following Dr. Sunday, one of the things he hammers so strongly is about purpose. Finding your calling and living a life of purpose and meaning. And that's the greatest thing that I did not know. You know, there are many people out there who still think that they are just born to work hard and be rich and build some houses and die. Don't know about purpose. Please go to Dr. Sunday's channels. You will learn about purpose. Get his book, Calling, Purpose, and Attaining Goals. These are materials that will take you out of the lane of wasting into a lane of meaning.
Yeah.
I mean, 90% and above of people in this world are just on a lane of wasting this thing called life. But there's a place where God has used a man to bring so much resources that can literally move you from a lane of wasting, you know, from regrets into living a purposeful and a meaningful life. And I want to encourage you people, please do yourself a favor. Forget about all the sentiments that religion has given you. It's depriving you of a great treasure. Forget about attachment to men that you've been trained from your religious background. Forget about exalting your organization. Please go for the truth. I'm not trying to market anything. These are things that are free. So if I'm saying this out of love, because DSA is a man of love, for the love of the church. That's what he always says.
Yeah.
The love of God, the church, and nations. That's why he's doing what he's doing. Just go with an objective mind. Be like the Berean church that went to search. You know, the Bible tells us to question the truth, to judge all things, to test all things. Go and test for yourself. Even God says that I am God. Go and test these things, and you will testify like I'm doing today.
Amazing.
So I believe that I'm speaking to somebody right now.
Amazing.
I'm speaking to you from the depths of my heart. If you can feel my emotions have changed right now from how I was conversing before, because this is coming out of a well of my own experience. It's coming out of a well of love and somebody who is growing to know God. Please go and just test these materials. Just go with an objective mind. Forget about what they have said that offended you about your pastor, your GO, his doctrine. Just go and just open your mind for a few days, for a few weeks, and come back and tell us what you were able to see. Thank you so much.
Wow, 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 wow. What a way to start. Wow. Your testimony, your encouragement, it just blessed my heart. Even me just sitting here, it really blessed my heart. And I want to thank you for, taking out this time to, just to share your journey, your process, just like what Paul was saying, not that we have attained, we're still in the process.
Yes, sir.
We're still aiming. We've not gotten to the point where we say, okay, yeah, we've arrived, but we're still in the process of reaching out, transformation. And I want to really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being very forthright, being very open to share your testimonies. At this point, I would like to, if we have callers, let's begin to receive our callers. Maybe some people will have something to say to you. Maybe someone will have to ask you some questions. So you just stay online if you don't mind. So, to join the conversation. And to our viewers who are watching, a lot of books have been mentioned today. So I would like to encourage everybody who is watching. Many things have been said today, I must confess. You have to share the video first, okay? So go ahead and click the share icon. Share this video so that you can have the video for yourself. Because I'm sure that you have to come back to this video to listen to it right from the beginning. If we have a caller, we can receive our caller. And for the books that has been mentioned, a lot of books have been mentioned. The way to do it is to get it for free on Amazon Kindle Unlimited, or you can just order for it on Amazon, or Okada Books, or you can search for BAM Books. That is BAMBOOKS. And you can order for the books there. We have a caller already. Hello, caller.
Hello, Dr. Anu. You look good.
Yeah.
I'm going to borrow this your suit.
Thank you so much,
good.
Mr. Peter.
Good evening to you. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Happy celebration, DSA, in advance, because this is a wonderful time. I love this testimony.
Wow.
It's a mind-blowing, and I can feel what he's saying. I feel the same. I understand what he's saying exactly, what he's talking about. You cannot listen to DSA. You cannot read his books and remain the same.
True.
Except you are not honest. Except you don't like truth, or you don't like good things, or such. I don't know, maybe the kind of that world that person will be living. I don't know. Because I have said it so many times with a number. DSA books and messages is a transformer. It's a renewer. It's a life giver. I can go on and on and on to describe. I'm not trying just to make mouths or something like that. I am a testimony.
Wow.
I have confidence. Because DSA book brings you out. As our brother Sam, is saying, is exactly point by point. I don't know. People they will see things out of this one about this is a live testimony. This is not touching anointing or touching the feet of the GO or pouring in oil, anointing on here.
Or sowing seeds.
Or sowing a seed. We have a seed now that is going on. This is courtesy of
this is the
seed now. That is the seed.
Mr. Hillary is the seed. He is the seed.
So he's teaching and bringing solution and all, man. Adelaja, I don't know. I have a lot to say. Our brother is really on point, and he's speaking the truth. You can see it from him. You can see the way he speaks, the way he talks, even though he's an educated person. It's not everybody that is educated anyway. This now I know through Adelaja books, and he teach about principle, diligence. He teach who church teach about principles, who church teach about diligence, purpose. I have not seen the pastor. It's only I decree this year, by this year next month, you will see something will change. The things that change in Nigeria now is just corruption and calamity. But to come back to my own, to this testimony, which I'm very, very much involved in, I'm so happy to know. Yes, I'm so happy to identify with this testimony. It's going to change life.
Yeah.
This testimony, this program is destiny. It's not just we want to talk about it. It's going to change life. The way this guy is talking, the way he presents, the way you know that it's real, it's truth, and it's facts. There's all the books that he said, all the messages, the ancient, no one I have known. You know, when you are reading DSA books or study his messages and everything, you know, you started seeing things in a different way. You started seeing what is not possible that is possible. You don't, don't be shaky in anything. No matter what people will be saying, you will be calm. These are, I've said it, let people remove, they don't want to listen to hear it because it's speak to their pastor or GO. But let them remove that name, let them remove that hatred, let them, for their own sake, they begin to read books, DSC books. I mean, if book is too much, maybe we don't like to read. Message. Let them just begin to read, listen to message, and it will help a lot. All this problem that we think there's problem everywhere in Nigeria, there's problem, we cannot do anything. They will begin to solve problem. You will begin to put yourself in a picture that you are the problem solver.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So this is what DSC. Yes, this is what he have taught. This is what his message is all about. I was listening to one of the messages in some DME church.
Yeah.
Years ago. DSC is still DSC anyway. That is how many years ago now? More than 10 years ago. It's still the same DSC when he was talking about taking responsibility. You know, when I watched when he was in America, all these are old videos. If people want to doubt him, say it just started now, people should take time, honestly, truthfully, and go and do research before you can judge DSC.
Wow.
Because his book and his teaching are unique.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Mr.
I'm so
Peter.
happy that, I will say that I'll call you privately for that. I have something to ask you.
Oh.
Thank you very much. I want you to greet our brother there. He have done marvelous. It's the first day, open it well. This is a live testimony.
Yes.
And I'm so happy to listen today and to take part, to be part of it as well.
Yes.
Also, I know, God bless you. You are doing wonderful, looking good.
Thank you.
DSC Junior. God bless you. I can see the action. I can see how you demonstrate. I see parts of DSC in you. So I'm not jealous, but I'm just.
Yeah.
So bye bye. Have a wonderful time.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution, Mr. Peter. We're receiving more callers actually. So if we have more people who are ready to call, you can write to us. But then I don't know, is Mr. Hillary still there? Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So I would like you to just, I don't know, is there any medium or any way that people who are listening to us can follow you? Do you have any reach out? Is there any way you like, because I'm sure people are saying, this man is so sound. Does he have any platform where he teaches people or where he mentors people or where he trains people? I don't know if you're doing anything like that, and if you can direct people to gain some of your materials.
Okay, I'm on Facebook, and my name on Facebook is Hillary Ayaba.
Okay. Do you
Ayaba with AYABA?
Okay, so they can connect with you there. Good.
Yeah, you can connect with me on Facebook, and then on YouTube, I just started a channel.
Okay.
I mean, like, just being excited about how easy it is to become a millionaire. I started a channel called my journey to millionaire, like millionaire journey. That's it, millionaire journey.
Is that the name of the channel?
Yeah,
because is that the name of the channel?
Yeah, millionaire journey.
Okay. So because
Yeah, it's
I want
just
to encourage
about
people to search for that channel, and also maybe they can join, they can subscribe, and then follow you because you'll be releasing a lot of materials. So the name is Millionaire's Journey.
yeah, millionaire journey, just
Okay, just
millionaire journey.
millionaire. What is there? What's the, do you know what the profile picture is there? So if they can
It's
get there,
just me.
it's just you. Okay, so your face is there,
Yeah,
so at least now they can see your face. So I want to encourage
yeah,
everybody to go YouTube channel Millionaire Journey. That's Millionaire Journey. So please subscribe and follow Mr. Hilary's teachings there on finances. Awesome.
yeah. So on that channel, I just share some of the things I'm learning from DSA about money.
Awesome.
It's all about financial freedom.
Beautiful.
But before you come to my channel, first of all, go to DSA and follow the channel on money. I mean, everything that you ever hear me say is pretty said in a louder voice, under greater unction. Go there and help yourself, please. Help yourself.
You're
No,
very
my
humble.
channel is my authority. I appreciate that.
You're very humble. But you know the truth about it is that many people when they see Pastor Sunday, they think, oh, Pastor Sunday is big. I mean, he's far there. So they're like, no, he's too big for me to listen. But when they are able to relate with a brother like them, that they say, okay, the person was like me 2 years ago. He was like me 3 years ago, and the person is saying all of these things. He has been able to do this, that can definitely be a blessing to them. So I'm sure some people, or I hope some people will be able to find your channel, Millionaire Journey, on YouTube and be able to follow some of your teachings, because I'm sure you'll be sharing from your own practical life examples, your experiences to people for them to learn from. So I don't know any final word. We don't have any caller anymore, so I'll just allow you to see your final word, and then we call it a day.
Okay. I want to first of all thank DSA and Dr. Anu and the team for having me on this platform. It's such a great honor. It's such a great privilege. I want to wish DSA on this medium happy 53rd birthday. And I want to thank all those who are following and being mentored like I am. This is one of the greatest resources in the world that is being put forth to us for free.
True.
And we should take advantage of it. Sometimes they say when something is free, people don't put value on it. And that's why people attach prices. But I don't want us to have that perception when it comes to these materials, to this YouTube channel, and even to these books that are being made very cheap and affordable. In fact, DSA does not make money from his books, as he says.
Yeah.
He's just trying to make them as cheap as possible, and as available as possible. So let us take advantage of it and become fruits of the truth that God has brought to him. If what God brought to him has been able to bring some the impact that it has done in Ukraine, in the wide community, then we Africans should not deprive ourselves. And when you go to that channel, you actually see people that were once drug addicts share testimonies that will embarrass you. When you listen to those testimonies that those guys have, I know I don't have a testimony at all. I know I still have to produce my own testimony. You see people that were from drug addicts, they are millionaires, they are billionaires, they are in parliament, they are shaking the nations, they are taking the kingdom of God into every sphere of life. And that's what we are praying that it happens to Africa. And even as Dr. Stone decided to come to Africa, that is one of the greatest things that God is doing to Africa in this end time. Let us take advantage of these materials. Please do yourself a favor. Don't allow anything draw you back. I had my own drawbacks. I came, I left, but I came back. Some of you might have come before and you left. Please go back, and just open your mind. Question those things. Don't just go because I recommended it. Go and listen for yourself, question the truth for yourself, and the spirit of truth that is in you will guide you into all truth. Thank you so much. I am so excited to be on this program, and I will be forever grateful. I thank God for DSA. He has brought so much change to my life and my family. He's taught me investing, and he's holding my hands to investment. I so appreciate that. Thank you, Dr. Anu, for all your sacrifice that you're making to always be on the program. Even with the MSMG, all you're doing, we appreciate you. We love you. And we're so jealous of you at your young age. You're doing what some of us who are much older have not been able to dream in the next 40 years. So we celebrate you. Keep on doing the great work. We are so blessed to have you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your nice words. Thank you. I appreciate you too. Well, dear viewers, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. We have a whole month. Can you believe that? We have a whole month where you're going to be saturated with testimonies like this. And not just this one, but diverse testimonies for the whole month. We're going to have people coming to share their own personal life transforming testimonies. You don't want to miss any day in this month. Thank God we are all at home in the whole lockdown situation, so you can be here. Stay tuned. We are going to be live every day of this month, 7 p.m. Kyiv time, that is 5 p.m. Nigerian time and UK time. Thank you so much for being with us. It was a blessed time for me. I'm blessed, I'm nourished, and I'm motivated, inspired by this testimony, and I hope you also are. See you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening.